Welcome to today's video, and in today's video we are here to talk about how to deal with your emotions. We are here to talk about the most fundamental thing when you're dealing with them, okay? And this is such an interesting topic because when we talk about emotions, we are going to the core of the problem. We are dealing with our self-knowledge problem. Our mind is translucent to us. We know what we are thinking in a really translucent way. But when it comes to dealing with the heart, is really hard. In the Bible says that the heart is a mystery to man, but to God it's not a mystery. God knows a man's heart, and he knows what is inside our heart. And this is already to show the problem. All the self-knowledge problem comes from the heart, comes from studying our heart. And dealing with our heart is such an important thing. But somehow in our culture, in our daily lives, even inside of the church, we don't have the preparation to deal well with our emotions. And this is such an interesting thing. We have so much knowledge about St. Thomas, St. Augustine, and so on. But when it comes to practice, we don't have people that know how to deal well with their emotions. I see in our main culture, and even inside of the church, two different attitudes when it comes to deal with emotions. The first attitude is what I call modern stoicism, that tells you doesn't matter what you are feeling, you should do it anyway. And you can see that reflected in the church when it comes to the trad movement. That they focus a lot on responsibility, they focus a lot on your duties and what you should do. And they tend to ignore your emotions. And guess what? Ignoring your emotions is ignoring part of your humanity. Because like St. John Paul II says, we are bodily persons, okay? We have emotions. We are the mixture of immaterial and material thing. We are a mixture of soul and body. And the thing is, we cannot forget our material part. And the thing is, if you forget about that, you're getting into the temptation to become like an angel. Okay, angels don't have bodies. Angels, they're purely spirit. And you're thinking that you're just intelligence and will. Okay, but you're not. You have your emotions, you have your responses. And that's why self-knowledge is such an important thing. But sometimes in the trad movement, I see many figures when they are giving advice, they clearly they come from a principle that is like, doesn't matter what you're doing, doesn't matter what you're feeling, doesn't matter how you are, you should do it. And this is such a big problem. It's not, in my opinion, it's not even Thomistic. It has more to do with Stoicism, one of the, I would call it modern Stoicism because I'm not familiar with Marcus Aurelius. I just said this attitude of ignoring your emotions and doing whatever you have to do. This is really bad. This causes burnout. This can cause what I call an emotional hangover and so on, anxiety and tiredness, so on. And this is all because you're not dealing with here. You're not dealing with here. And dealing with here is such an important thing. At the same time, in our culture, outside of the trad movement, we have the more, what we can call, I don't want to say charismatic, but what we call the more emotional movement inside of the church or even in society, that they care a lot about empathy, about how you feel and how you should feel and so on. And in the first moment, you feel good. You definitely feel good. But there is a problem there. And the problem is that if you just feel without objectivity, if what matters is just feeling, and this is the debate between the trads and the most modern movements, is like they're defending that you should feel and experience, and the trads are saying no, it's like the doctrine and so on. It's kind of like reason against heart, and the normal common person is in between it. The thing is, just feeling, and even in spirituality, if you take any serious book about spirituality too, is never just the answer. We are also rational beings. We distinguish ourselves from the other animals because we can think, we can read reality. Although emotions are such an important thing, there is no culture that didn't have this problem of the heart that didn't try to figure out how to deal with their emotions, with their passions, and so on. There wasn't a culture that didn't try to do that. Okay? And that's the thing. Because there was no culture, first of all, if you don't know how to deal with your emotions, it's a normal thing. Okay? It's a normal thing. And I believe the internet helped it so much because you can seek knowledge really quickly. Okay? So part of this charismatic movement that focused too much, and when I say charismatic, I'm not talking about the movement inside of the church, but I'm talking more about these movements inside of the church that focus a lot in emotions and experiences and so on, is that you lose objectivity. What just matters is how you feel. And sometimes the threads are right, like feelings can be quite blind. So what is the golden middle? So the key principle to deal with our emotions is never repress it and always analyze it. These are the two core principles to deal with our emotions. Never repress it. Oh, Daniel, you're telling me if I'm feeling the desire to sleep with my girlfriend, I should sleep with her? Huh? That's what you're telling me? I said never suppress it. Let the desire come out. You need to be conscious that you are feeling attraction to your girlfriend. You need to be conscious. Actually, suppressing it might even make you feel worse. You need to be conscious. Like, whoa, I'm feeling desire towards my girlfriend. And always analyze it. Why now? Is it because I'm stressed? Is it genuine love? Am I wanting her because it's her to express my love? And for now, we cannot express it yet. It's true, we're not married. But is it genuine? Is it genuine? And then you start to ponderate. Is this desire valid? You know, it's just not the right time. Or sometimes you're talking with your friends, suddenly something happens, someone makes a joke, and so many times because of our pride, we don't want to admit that we were hurt. Oh no, I couldn't get hurt. I cannot be sad. Or the opposite culture. You feel sad, like, oh, you can say that to me, and blah, blah, blah. No, maybe sometimes you just made a small joke, and they're like, wow, like, let it come. Analyze it. Come out. Never suppress it. And then analyze it. Wow, I'm feeling sad because this person said this to me. Is feeling sad in this situation valid? Is it valid? If it's not valid, why am I feeling sad? You see my movement. I never say, okay, it's not valid, so I shouldn't be feeling sad. I shouldn't feel sad. My friend, emotions are natural responses from you. Like, I don't like this term natural, but they are an evaluation that your heart made on the situation based on your past. So sometimes you feel sad because something is happening, and it doesn't have to do with them, really. You shouldn't be feeling sad. It's true. But if you don't analyze the reason why you're feeling sad, you'll never get free from it, because every single time that comes a similar situation, your heart will evaluate it in the same way. Sometimes it's a childhood pattern and so on. But if we enter on childhood, we will get deeper inside of the conversation. But definitely the way that our heart have an emotion is the consequence of an evaluation that our heart does. Okay? So when you feel sad, your heart basically is not your mind. Your heart in milliseconds is saying something, is speaking something, you know? And each emotion is speaking something. Like sadness means that you lost something that is good. Joy means that you finally achieve, or you finally found something. You're in the presence of an object that is good. Anger means that the object that you desire has something between it and you need to overcome it. Fear is always you are afraid of losing something. You know, you're afraid of losing your health if someone threatens you. You're afraid of losing money. Or you have fear of losing, I live in Asia, right? Like losing face. You know, that's why you're anxious when you are talking in front of people. So each emotion communicates something. And each emotion are really, really meaningful. So value that. But why we don't value it? Why we need to deal with it in this maladaptive ways. I also don't like the term maladaptive, but you get what I mean. Why we need to deal with them in these unhealthy ways, in these vicious ways. Because if virtue is a good habit, and habit in the classical terms is not just doing something. Habit in the classical terms means a consistent inclination. So it means that your heart desires or is inclined to good consistently. You don't need to think to do good. And vice is the opposite. You're inclined to bad consistently. So in some sense, this way of coping, we do it naturally, sometimes without even thinking about it. And this, without even thinking about it, is vicious. It's not virtuous. The virtuous man knows himself. Without self-knowledge, you cannot even progress in spiritual life. Your spiritual life is just a bunch of lies. It's just a bunch of lies. Each emotion communicates to us something. So you see, right? Like the two rules. Always let the emotion express. Doesn't mean that I will cry in front of everyone, even though it hurts me sometimes so much. But sometimes when it's valid, like you lost a friend and you, oh, no, I cannot, I shouldn't because I am strong and I shouldn't cry because my best friend. No, my friend, your best friend died. It's okay to cry. It's okay to cry. You lost someone really important for you. It's okay to cry. Sometimes even you broke up or so on. It's okay to cry. But if you never allow yourself to analyze, sorry guys, it's raining, so you might hear the rain. If you never allow yourself to analyze, do you know what will happen? You will suppress it. And if you just let it come out without looking at it and reflecting, why am I having this? Without being neurotic. Okay, guys, some people are really neurotic, like, why am I having this and this so on? How I should be feeling, no, like, let it come out. And if you just look at it and don't analyze, you will not have change. You will not know what is causing it. You will not know how you should react next time, how you should fix it, what are some strategies. You will not even be able to label the problem. And if you're not able to label something, when we are not able to label something, it's blurry to us. It's like a cloud that's really blurry. And once you're able to label it, it looks like you delimited the space that thing is. Okay? So let it come out and analyze. These are the first principles, right? But there is something that is even more important. I wouldn't say important. It's a plus, it's a bonus that you can put on it. Writing down what you're feeling during the day without thinking much, just putting it out, it's really, really good. So many times, and sometimes we're not conscious of it, our childhood was quite complicated. Sometimes if you hear a little bit about attachment style or the impact of your childhood on your personality and so on, you will see that most parents are not conscious of those dynamics. Most parents, they were, to roughly saying, they were more lost than you sometimes. Okay, your parents, my friend, sometimes they were more lost than you. Sometimes you have more access to things than they had. Sometimes they have more courage. That's true. Like Pope Leo said, we young people need to have the courage to get married, to have kids, and so on. Like he's emphasizing a lot in this aspect of strength. And true, maybe we are a little bit more weak because we live the life that is more comfortable. But I would say that existentially we can do more. I would say that in terms of knowledge, we can have more. And more than that, if we fix the problem of weakness and so on, that you just need to apply your will and start to invest on being stronger after 4 years, or not even that, if you find someone to guide you, if you find someone to guide you, it might be even quicker, you will be stronger than your parents. Sometimes your parents are way more lost than you are, okay? When they had you, they're way more lost. They were way more lost than you. So let's not blame them, okay? A lot of these things that hurt you, they didn't know really, okay? Sometimes. It's true that there are horrible parents, narcissistic, Machiavellian, psychopathic, and so on. But sometimes it's not, They didn't do this intentionally, okay? But anyway. Because of that, this shapes our heart, and we are not able to express ourselves. We're not able to regulate our emotions. If you are in an environment that feeling sad when you should feel sad, so imagine you are in school and you have this friend, okay, and suddenly this friend say, I don't want to talk with you anymore, and he was like your K1 from to K3 friend, you know, like you 3 years, and then your mom that is avoiding attachment style, that usually avoidance, they avoid their emotions, say, that's nothing, come on, you should overcome it. Crying is for the weak, feeling sad is for the weak. You do that consistently, your 10 years of your life, 14 years of your life without feeling. So you need to own the part of you back, because denying that your feelings exist is like denying that an arm of you exists. Okay, it's like saying, I don't have this arm, I don't have this arm, I don't have this arm. You saying that will not make that the arm disappear. Okay, so you better deal with your emotions, and this exercise of putting things out, speaking your emotions out the way that you feel it, will help you to do what? To see that part of you without judgment. It's the time that you can feel anger towards your parents. It's the time that you can feel anger towards your teacher, even towards your priest. Okay, you put everything there. You're like vomiting inside of a sheet of paper. Okay. Oh, Daniel, but you're saying that I should judge and cultivate bad feelings about my parents, and I should dishonor my parents. Blah, blah. Again, if you are not conscious of what is inside your heart, you will never change. Forget about sainthood if you don't know yourself. Forget. It's metaphysically impossible. It's impossible to become a saint if you don't know yourself. Impossible. It just becomes lies about yourself. Just lies. So, I hope that you liked this video, and I hope that this video helped you out. Please give me feedback in the comments. And that's it, guys. Have a nice week. Stop throwing your pearls to pigs. Stop seeking attention from people that will not give you what you are expecting, that don't value your presence, that don't value the good things that you have.